On January 1st, 2024, as the world celebrated the dawn of a new year, a cataclysmic event unfolded on the northwestern coast of Japan. A magnitude 7.5 earthquake, later adjusted to 7.6, ripped through the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa Prefecture. The quake, striking at 4:10 p.m. local time, became the strongest to hit Japan since the devastating 2011 Tohoku earthquake. The shaking was felt as far away as Tokyo, a stark reminder of the ever-present seismic threat to the island nation. The earthquake's epicenter was located off the coast of the Noto Peninsula, a picturesque region known for its rugged coastline and traditional villages. The peninsula bore the brunt of the quake's fury, experiencing a seismic intensity of 7 on the Japanese Shindo scale, the highest level. This signifies violent shaking capable of causing widespread destruction. Buildings crumbled, roads buckled, and the landscape itself was irrevocably altered. The powerful earthquake triggered a series of tsunamis that crashed into coastal communities. Waves, though smaller than those seen in 2011, reached heights of up to 16 to 47 inches, inundating low-lying areas. The surging waters exacerbated the damage inflicted by the earthquake, sweeping away homes and boats and leaving behind a trail of debris and destruction. The earthquake also unleashed a cascade of secondary hazards. Landslides, a common occurrence in Japan's mountainous terrain, were widespread. Nearly 1,000 landslides were reported in the first month alone, isolating villages, blocking roads, and further disrupting rescue and relief efforts. The geological upheaval also caused significant land deformation, with the coastline extending by as much as 820 feet due to uplift. This dramatic reshaping of the landscape had profound implications for coastal communities, redrawing maps and redefining the relationship between land and sea. The Noto earthquake exacted a heavy toll on human life and left a trail of devastation in its wake. The disaster directly claimed the lives of 251 people, while another 30 lost their lives indirectly due to factors like stress-induced illnesses and disruptions to medical care. Nearly 600 people suffered injuries, adding to the human cost of the disaster. The earthquake's impact on infrastructure was equally staggering. Nearly 84,000 homes were damaged, leaving thousands homeless and displaced. The sheer scale of the destruction was evident in the mountains of debris generated, estimated to be around 2.44 million tons. This included rubble from collapsed buildings, mangled vehicles, and personal belongings swept away by the tsunami. The economic consequences of the earthquake were profound. Initial estimates placed the total economic damage between $7.4 billion and $17.6 billion, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in Japan's history. The insurance industry faced claims exceeding $571 million, reflecting the widespread property damage and economic disruption. The earthquake crippled critical infrastructure, further compounding the challenges. Roads and bridges were rendered impassable, isolating communities and hindering the delivery of aid. Power outages affected a large area, plunging homes and businesses into darkness. Water supply systems were also disrupted, leaving residents without access to clean water and sanitation. The breakdown of essential services hampered rescue and relief efforts, highlighting the vulnerability of modern society to such catastrophic events. In the immediate aftermath of the earthquake, a wave of national and international support surged towards the affected communities. The Japanese government acted swiftly, deploying over 4,600 personnel from the Self-Defense Force to assist with search and rescue operations, provide medical aid, and distribute essential supplies. The Self-Defense Force presence eventually reached a staggering 1.13 million over 175 days, a testament to the scale of the disaster and the commitment to recovery. The government allocated a substantial $89 billion for disaster relief and recovery efforts. This funding targeted various aspects of rebuilding, including the construction of temporary housing for displaced residents, the restoration of damaged public facilities, and the provision of support to vital industries like agriculture, fishery, forestry, and elderly care. The financial assistance aimed to provide immediate relief and lay the foundation for long-term recovery. Addressing the urgent need for shelter, the government embarked on a massive housing reconstruction program. Over 6,800 new housing units were constructed to accommodate those who had lost their homes. However, the process of rebuilding lives and communities was slow and arduous. 7 months after the earthquake, over 2,200 people still remained in evacuation centers, highlighting the challenges of finding permanent housing solutions. Economic recovery presented its own set of obstacles. The earthquake dealt a severe blow to local businesses, with at least 100 establishments forced to close their doors permanently due to the slow return of residents and the decline in economic activity. The government implemented measures to support affected businesses, but the road to economic revival was expected to be long and challenging. The Noto earthquake served as a stark reminder of Japan's vulnerability to seismic events and the importance of continuous improvement in disaster preparedness and mitigation strategies. The government embarked on a multi-pronged approach to enhance the nation's resilience against future disasters, incorporating lessons learned from the Noto disaster and previous events. Central to this effort was the development of a comprehensive 9-year reconstruction plan by the Ishikawa prefectural government. The plan focused on not only rebuilding damaged infrastructure, but also on creating more resilient communities capable of withstanding future disasters. This included strengthening building codes, improving early warning systems, and promoting community-based disaster preparedness programs. Recognizing the importance of financial preparedness, the Land Ministry submitted a budget request for fiscal year 2025 that included a significant increase in spending on disaster reduction measures. The proposed budget allocated 7.03 trillion yen, an 18.1% increase from the previous year, highlighting the government's commitment to investing in disaster mitigation. This funding was earmarked for a range of projects, including the construction of levees to mitigate tsunami risks and the earthquake-proofing of essential infrastructure like water and sewage systems. A key element of the disaster preparedness strategy was a 5-year plan aimed at enhancing national resilience. This plan encompassed a range of measures, including strengthening infrastructure, improving early warning systems, and enhancing community-based disaster preparedness programs. A significant portion of the budget, 277.1 billion yen, a 34.3% increase, was allocated specifically for preparing for potential earthquakes in the Nankai Trough, a known seismic zone south of Japan, and the Tokyo metropolitan area, home to over 35 million people. The Noto earthquake, while a tragedy, spurred crucial conversations about mental health in the face of such disasters. The need for increased mental health support, particularly for young people grappling with the trauma of the event, became increasingly apparent. The government and various organizations ramped up efforts to provide counseling, support groups, and other mental health services to help affected individuals and communities cope with the psychological and emotional toll of the disaster. The Noto earthquake, etched in Japan's history as a day of profound loss and devastation, also served as a powerful catalyst for reflection and action. The disaster underscored the importance of continuous improvement in disaster preparedness, from individual preparedness to national policies. As Japan rebuilt and remembered, it carried with it valuable lessons, a renewed commitment to resilience, and a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of human lives and the forces of nature.